Mic check 1 2. You sure the mic working? I bet, cause I don't want to mess up now. On Barr+Friends, we keep it authentic, funny, and inspirational. Welcome to the episode. Oh, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, do anything you want to just support us. And let's just get into this. Ah, man, I love this.
Can you answer that question?
I want to be able to make memories more than money.
Right. Okay.
Now, I want to have money. I want
Right.
to be financially, settled and secure. But
Right.
we can get money in a flash, but you can't get those memories
Nope.
back. You know
Nope.
what I'm saying? I like with this podcast. Like I'm gonna take so much away from this pod because number one, you're not just an author, but you are a black brother talking to another black brother,
Mm-hmm.
trying just to, encourage each other, trying
Yes.
to encourage, you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
this world with whoever listens to this podcast. And so there is no money invested in this. We just got on here and
Yeah.
we're just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
wait, wait, wait,
so
wait, wait,
the
wait. So I ain't getting paid. Wait a minute. Got a credit, but no, we got to. No, I'm just kidding. No. Hold
no,
on a
but it's
second.
like,
Hold on.
it's all love, you know
Where's
what I'm
my
saying?
Where's my cash app? Hold on a second. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, you're good. But no, it's like
Appreciate the opportunity. Honest, I really do.
no, yeah, no, absolutely. No, I thank you because it's like, you are really keeping it 1,000 right now.
Yeah.
And I think that, that question doesn't need to just be for me, but for everyone. It's like, what is your legacy? And for me, I just want to just leave memories because I
Right.
am going to transition from this world into into
Yeah.
eternity. And I want people to know that, or I want people to feel that they were loved, or that they were appreciated
Yeah.
by me,
Uh huh.
and that can be through a certain memory
Yeah.
that we share together. So yeah, man, definitely want to be
Yeah.
known for making
It's
memories.
funny you mentioned that because the very first chapter in my book is the chapter. It's called Time. It talks about time. The very first
Wow.
chapter. The reason why I put it that way is because we don't have the time that we think we do. So a lot of us assume we got next week. A lot of us assume we got next year. A lot of us assume that. But there is no guarantee. The only thing that's guaranteed is two things. One, you know when you're born, and two, you got to pay some taxes at some point. But
Right.
the two most important days in a person's life, you probably heard this before, is the day you're born and the day you figure out why you're born. Right? There's a reason why you're not supposed to know when it's gonna end, because what you do in between is what you have to build. We're all here to technically push society, humanity forward. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Put something in play. That's why when you see there's a whole lot of embryos and millions, and only boom, maybe one, two, sometimes three or four pop out. Maybe the most of the time one pops out, and that's the human who we are today. So we're here for a reason. All right, but then life gets in the way. The devil raises his head. It alters our thinking. You start to change. I remember Earth, Wind, and Fire had a song. That's the way of the world. And the line in the song that says, "The child is born with a heart of gold. It's the way of the world that makes it turn cold." Right. So a matter of fact, I'm going to read you. Can I read something from the book?
Please go ahead.
Time is free, but priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. And once you've lost it, you can never get it back. Yep. Yep. And so the last speech I did, I told the crowd, stop wasting your time on nonsense. Make it make sense. Because the most expensive thing that you spend in your life is not even money, it's time. Right? It's time. You think people think we have it, but even, like you and I right now, even after this is over, right? God
Right.
forbid, I mean, hopefully both of us live a long life. That's the thought. That's the hope. But something
Right.
can happen, and what we gonna say to you, one of us? I just spoke to him. I just saw him. There was no
Wow.
indication, no nothing. You never know what a person is going through in their life, right? Like the guy, like the actor from Black Panther. He didn't look sick in the beginning of Black Panther. He was going through a
No.
sickness, but you know what kind of strength that took for him to still do those movies and not tell nobody what was going on with him? That was a lot of strength because that was his fight, nobody else's. There's a lot of people that start telling others what's going on with them. I'm doing this, I'm dying, blah, blah, blah. And they want the sympathy and they want the compassion. But some people don't need that. Some people know, listen, if it's God's will for me to go through this, and if this is my end, then so be it. It was already written. I can't change it anyway. And a lot of people that's going for things in their life right now, whatever they're shooting for, I always tell them, you guys haven't reached your goal because of one reason. You were not willing to forsake all. That's the reason why. Because it don't mean that much to you. Because whatever it is that you're going for, if it meant enough to you, if it holds you value, even if you didn't reach that point yet, you would still be working on it. You'd still be doing it. It don't matter. I wanted to get this book out because it was on my bucket list, right? And I wasn't going to allow no one to tell me. I didn't tell people because I didn't want no distraction. I was trying to think like a horse. I wanted to have the blinders on to protect because I know there's going to be some people that's going to try to talk you out of it. And I don't do that. I had to, it's a mental focus. So the first chapter is about time. Then the second chapter is about begin. You got to begin the process. Then the third chapter is about mindset. Once you begin, are you in the right mindset? Then the next chapter of that is about fear, then growth, then value. Those are the chapters in the book. And the last chapter is obviously doubt, right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to express enough information so that even after you read the book, I want it to be like a quick read. I don't want, like, people see like a thick book, they're like, oh God, it's a lot of words.
Yeah. Right.
So
Right.
so when you're publishing a book, because I self-publish it, what's amazing is the technicality of it. So, it's not just the words, but the size of the text, the spacing, how many pages, how many this, that. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it, right? And I
Yeah.
wanted it to be a quick read, and I wanted it to be enjoyable. I wanted people to open up and be like, oh, okay. And I've been getting a reaction was, oh, I can read this because the words are not small. Because when the words are small, I mean, it's a psychological thing. They just think there's just too many words. I'm never going to get through it.
Right.
Yeah. So very important to look at those aspects. But that's one of the, I'm glad that I was able to see it through because I'm getting some positive feedback and people are telling me that, I gave it to my son, I gave it to my daughter, and because there's a lot of kids that are lost and they don't really know what they want to do. They have a lot of doubt. And some people have doubt and fear. They don't even realize that that's what they have, that's what they're going through. Yeah, because doubt and fear can be camouflaged as something that, I don't want to do that. No, no, no. Maybe you do want to do that. But the doubt and fear is stopping you because maybe you don't want it enough. Well, what about that thing that you truly believe that you want? Because there are there are three things I always tell people. You are either intrigued by something that you want to do, you either believe you could do it, or you truly believe you could do it. There's a difference between all three of them. So intrigue is there's a lot of things that you see. That's cool. I like that. Okay, cool. But does it intrigue you enough to take a step? More than likely, no. Number two, you believe, hey, I think I could do that. I like that. Let me take a couple of steps. Now you take a couple of steps. You're in that
Mm.
process, and then the adversity hits, and it's harder than what you think. Now you got a decision to make. Okay, do I still want to continue? I don't know. Now the doubt comes in, and then you just stop right there, and then you on to something else. But then there's that one thing that you want to do, that you truly believe you can achieve, that when you get up every day, you can't wait to get into your world, no matter what nobody tells you. No one had to tell you to actually do it. You just started it. That thing is what you're gonna see through. Whatever it is, they say that find something you love, never work a day in your life. You heard that? So that
Yes.
thing is the one thing that you would do for free that you're gonna become so highly skilled at that someone's gonna pay you anyway. And even if they don't pay you, I'm gonna get up and do it. Like people say, oh, that's passion. Yeah, it's passion, but it's also a true belief. Because you're never going to achieve anything in your life that you're not going to be 100% into. Never. You're just going to kind of coast. So I call it like commitment, right? Most people, when they think of commitment, They think that, oh, I gotta have a commitment. No, you're just contributing to the commitment, but you're not actually committed. There's a contribution that you do, right? I do it one day when someone goes to the gym. Oh, I went to the gym today, but I won't go again until next week or next week. Well, you ain't gonna get that much of a result because you're only contributing to it. Just a little bit here and there, a little bit, little bit, little bit. Now, when you a commitment, you got to go there 4 or 5 times a week. Now we're gonna see a difference because now it's becoming a habit, it's becoming a lifestyle, and that's what creates the future. It's not about what you want to do; it's about the habits you create. Then those habits create your future.
What would you say to people that have a hard time reading, and how can they be able to get into a rhythm of reading?
Well, I would say that number one, you're not alone. There's a lot of people
Okay.
on my journey so far. There's a lot of people that have said, you know, I'd rather just listen on Audible or listen to the book or what have you, right? It's
Okay.
it's it's so it's okay the way you feel. The whole point is to understand information. So if in fact there's a book that you can just reference, you don't have to read it through. You might say, hey, you know what? I need some help on my value. Like we're talking about value, like my holding my value up. Just go to the value chapter and just reference it like that. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so it's just like with anything, right? Not everybody. There's a lot of people that are like you. I would tell you this: if it's something that you want to overcome, if it's something that you feel that you want to really strive to do, then like I said earlier in the conversation, you got to face the fear, but do it anyway. Okay, the things that you are hard pressed to do, or the things you don't really want to do, those are the things that you run towards. If it's gonna help your journey, if it's gonna help you get to your purpose, then those are the things that you run towards, because not everything on that road is an easy thing. It is not supposed to be. How you gonna learn anything? You don't learn nothing from easy. There's a saying that says easy is the breeding ground for complacency. All right. So what you want is the hard things. You should welcome the adversity. You should welcome the things that are hard, because that's how you grow. That's how you learn. That's how you become better. You know, as long as it, if reading books, don't see one thing you don't say. If you say it's not in you, then that's just a mental makeup that you believe at this point. But it is in you. There's a lot of things that people can do in their lives, but they don't believe they can do it because whatever that is doesn't hold enough value yet. It's not on your radar.
Okay.
That's all it
Okay.
is. I remember when I was talking to this young guy who wanted to be an agent, right? And he didn't believe he could be an agent. So what I told him was, there's something inside of every person, everything. There's something inside of you that only you can find, that nobody else can find. Nobody. You can dig, you can go deeper than anybody else in your own mind, in your own gut, everything. Inside of you, there's something inside of you that only you can find. Nobody else can find. And until you're ready to really tap into whatever that is, you got to find something that's going to really force you to tap down into that. You got to
Mm.
find something that's going to find to tap into that. If reading a book is like, people can listen to books. This information age that we have, where people are on the internet and they want the information. Boom. When we were growing up, we had to get information and get up and physically go to the library to get a book. Now you can just Google it. So the attention span is really short. Just like a microwave society. So it takes a lot more discipline and fortitude to actually do something tangible. Tangible, like reading a book, like you got the book in your hand. How many people now, after the pandemic, they rather work
Yeah.
remotely? I don't want to
Yeah.
have to get up and go to work and do other. I'm working remotely. Put me on the computer and that's it. But what does that really do for you? Besides, keeps you claustrophobic, it actually affects your personality, because you're not around others to continue to work on that. You're only conforming to one box, which is what you're trying to step out of in the first place. You could be sitting in your room, in your apartment, in your house, right? And unbeknownst to you, even though you're working remotely, what it does for you mentally is this. If I'm at work, right, that means I got to be at a different mindset because I'm around people. My bosses are here. I got to get the job done. I don't know who's watching me. So my thought process is different. So
Right.
my thought process is up because I got to accomplish that. But like I said about character, what did I say? Character is what you do when you think nobody's looking, right? When you are working remotely and you got a Zoom meeting and all that, and boom, you put up a black screen, whatever. As soon as that, it's all a facade. You might be a certain mindset while you're talking to your coworkers on the meeting and everything. But as soon as it's over, it goes off. You got your pajamas on. You take down the backdrop, everything. Boom. I'm going back to cooking my breakfast. I'm going back to cooking my lunch.
True. So true.
Right? It's a facade.
Yes.
It's a facade, right? So what people got to know is what you really shoot for and what you really go for, right? To be connected to that thing, you wouldn't mind just going for it. I'm gonna leave you with one more thing, right? The universe is watching. The universe rewards you for sowing the seeds, correct? So I told my daughters the other day, I said, you got to be an undeniable, unstoppable person, because when you are unstoppable, no one can deny you. It's undeniable. When Michael Jordan was the greatest player, he was undeniable. Okay, Michael Jordan, boom. But Michael had to work to get there. For you to become undeniable or unstoppable, you got to be connected to that universe 4 ways. You got to be connected spiritually, because we are working on our legacy. We're working on our consciousness. So when we leave here physically, we move into the next dimension. We still, the love and the consciousness leads with you. Spiritually.
Right.
The second thing, mentally. We have to work on our mindset while we're here physically, because the mindset and the choices we make and the changes we do and the regrets, we have to be able to deal with that mentally while we're here. It's not what happens to you in your life, it's how you react to what happens to you, right? So you got spiritually and you got mentally. And then now the third thing is, right? You have to be connected physically. Physically is important because you have one body, one vessel to get you through this physical world. Because your internal decisions and thoughts, your externals to come to that all the time. Once you make a choice, now you got to put it into action. Physically, boom, we got to go. So that's spiritually, mentally, physically. Now the last one is the most important one. Emotionally. The more you control your emotions in the world, the less power the world has over you. Very, very important. We're just one thought, one change, one decision away from changing the rest of your life. Like what happened with me and the gentleman with the park. I could have done something to him. Next thing you know, I'm in jail. Anything and people only go by what's going on with you now. They'll think about what you did previously after they figure out what's going on with you now. Yo, why is Otis in jail? He beat up an old man. Yo, what's going on? He got 3 years worth. And that's that's going to be part of your legacy. That's going to be part. So you become unstoppable by being connected to the universe spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. All right. And the funny thing about emotions, right? You got to watch who's around us. Because what we always do as people, because we got our friends, we got our family, we got our mom, we trying to be the cool dude, we ain't trying to ruffle no feathers, nothing like that, right? But when we talk about emotion, right, what we tend to do, and everybody does this, and it's not like we want to do it, it's just something that's innate. And this is what I mean by mindset, because now you have to shift it. We tend to feed into emotions to other people that are no longer good for us emotionally. Someone could be toxic in your life. Someone could be bringing you down, whatever you like. Someone could be, every time you start that, you got to do a reassessment. You got to, do an appraisal on your life and say, well, hold on, let me think about this. Every time this person's around me, I spend money. I talk about gossip. And let me think about it. In the last 5 years, they're in the exact same spot. I got to think about that person. No, let me think about this person. This person right here is kind of wavering. They support me. They're good, but they're kind of complacent too. But they're not bad. At least they have the thought of doing something. Now this person has gone up, 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 always trying to do better. Every time they see me, they encourage me, they push me. Hey, Christian, are you doing this today? Good. Let me show you how you could do this. Hey, read this book, Christian. Or Christian, listen to this quote. Christian, boom. Christian, I'm going out of time doing, but that person is always go, 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 going, moving up, up, elevate, elevate. I need to hang on to people like that. Hang on to people like that. You gotta eliminate the toxic, which is in my book, by the way. Eliminate the toxic people and nurture the people who are nurturing to you. Stick with them. Because we feed into emotions every single day we feed into people that are no longer good for us. And we have to recognize that. It's not that we don't love you, not that we don't, but we gotta love you from afar. Because not everybody's gonna be on your same journey. And there's a section in the book called Singularity. right? Singularity is success is a lonely road. A successful person going to be alone a lot. And that's what you have to face. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to be on that road because it's your road. And it's only you. Most of the time when I was writing this book and when I get a lot of work done, it's like maybe 1 or 2 in the morning when everything is quiet and I'm just there.
Right. Yep.
And I'm just
Yep.
there. I got no distractions. I got nothing. It's just me and my thoughts and my decisions and my choices. Like the 3 C's. You got to make a choice in order to give your life a chance to change. Right? So you got to make the choice. You got to make some choice. The whole point is to make the best choice because you're not going to always make the best choice, but you got to make a choice, you know? And, like I tell my daughters, expect adversity, expect things to be hard because that's the only way you're going to learn and grow. If somebody, well, why do you think a lot of the lotto winners, they $20 million, they lose the money quick because there was no effort in getting it. It's something that was there. The whole point of struggling and pushing, and then you reach a certain point is to understand and recognize what you went through to get there. Because that was going to keep you up there. You're going to be like, yo, hold on. I worked hard to get here. I'm not about to let it go now. Right? I'm not about to let it go. Your podcast right now, I don't know how long it's been in play, but however long it's been in play, you at a certain point right now. Right? So at this point right now, you're going to say, okay, I may be 45 or 50% there. Okay?
Right.
I still got the drive. I still got the energy. I'm gonna keep on pushing. The next thing you know, you may get it to a point where you got enough subscribers, you got enough guests, you got now you're gonna be on Spotify, you're gonna be on all these things, and people are gonna advertisers are gonna start paying you because of your podcast, right? They're gonna invest in your podcast because it becomes viable to somebody else because it's viable to you right now, but you got to get it even more viable. Right. Keep on pushing it. You keep on getting it higher. And then once it gets to a certain level, people reckon they're going to call you Mr. Barr. We've been monitoring you. We've been watching you. We like what you're doing. We want to talk business. I'll invest in your podcast, what have you, whatever. Next thing you know, that will take that one person or people to take you to another level.
That, in a nutshell, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, man, you always got to be optimistic, man. It's even like my name, OTIS. I have an acronym for my name. It's in the book. It's called Otis, OTIS. Optimistic thoughts inspire success. Yep. Yep. Don't be telling nobody. I got to patent it because you don't know if you know any other Otis. Maybe I think of one for you, Barr. Let me think. I'm gonna think of one.
Bar. Yeah. I like that. I was even thinking about it like,
BARR. Yeah.
yeah.
Believe, affirm, resilience, respect. That's not bad. Believe, affirm, resilience, respect. Because when you believe and you affirm, you're resilient, you're gonna get the respect. I just thought about that. There you go. I'll give you that. Oh, he gonna write it down. I
like that.
I just thought of it. I'm always, believe, affirm, resilient, respect. Hey, if you do your speech, right? If you do a speech, you can say, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I'm gonna say, you gotta believe, you gotta affirm your belief, you gotta be resilient in your belief, and you're gonna get your respect. Bar. Boom. Oh,
Bro.
I gave it to you.
I don't even know how to even thank you, man. Thank you for just for coming on. Thank you for your time.
Tell
Thank you
all your
for your
friends about
energy.
me. The book is
Huh?
available on Amazon.
Oh, please. Yes.
The
Yes.
Audacity of
Get
Doubt.
that.
It's available on Amazon and my website, otisdgoreauthor.com.
Yes. I'm going to put the link in the bio for sure. Thank y'all for tuning in to Bar and Friends. I am Christian Barr, and the bar is to believe, to affirm, to be resilient, and you'll get the respect. Ah!
Woo!
Until next time,
That's
y'all.
dope.
Peace.
That's
Thank
dope.
y'all.
All right, my boss. I appreciate you.